Hey YouTube, Kino here. This video isn't about stacking silver. It's about something that you'll come across when you start looking into stacking precious metals, as I have. I want to start off by saying I don't wish to upset anyone or cause offence. It's just my opinions on something that you're going to come across when you start looking into this, watching the YouTube videos and everything else. Everyone's entitled to their opinions. This is mine. That's it. And I don't want to upset anyone. This is just my view on a big problem that I think a lot of people are investing a lot of time and effort into. UK preppers. Now, I can understand the different levels of preppers, you know. Some for less extreme reasons, some for more extreme reasons. Some people think that something so bad is going to happen in the near future that they're going to need to be self-sufficient for months on end. They're going to need to be able to keep their family safe for months on end. And you know, if that's what you want to think about and plan for, that's fine. That's up to you. But there's for me a fundamental flaw in this, and this only applies to UK preppers. Let's have a scenario where one of several different outcomes has happened, whether it be nuclear war, whether it be civil unrest, crash of currency, whichever one you're prepping for. You have been prepping for years, whatever, months, and what you know is going to happen in your head, which is what you're prepping, has happened. Here we are, we're in the UK. Something's happened. All the shops are being looted. There's rioting. No food in Tesco's, you know. And I hate to say it, we live in a society where if somewhere like Tesco's and has to stop having food and you wasn't able to access buying products, you know, we're going to crash pretty quickly. So you've been prepping, everyone else hasn't. You know, you're a very small minority of people in the country, and you've got 3 months of food, you've got generators, petrol, fuel, whatever you want to call it, whatever you've got. I haven't got that because I didn't have the hindsight that you had to see this is going to happen. I haven't been spending large, small, whatever amounts of my income on prepping for this scenario. You're on an island with over 70 million people with very little natural resource. You know, we're going to run out of food really, really quickly. My family is going to be hungry. Now, I'm not an animal. No, I'm not. I don't want anyone hurt. You know, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to do anything. But I've got 2 kids, one coming very soon, and I've got no food because I haven't prepped. You live across the road, and you've got your steel bars up or steel doors, however you've managed to barricade yourself in. I've got a petrol grinder. I've got sledgehammers. I'll do a bit of building. I can get into whatever you've put up in minutes. Now, that's me, a law-abiding citizen. I wouldn't want to cause anyone harm, but when it comes down to your family being hungry, you know, being cold, you know, it's going to push people to extremes. Now, I go back to the riots, you know, these people that were out, burning people's livelihoods to the ground, you know, looting shops, causing misery to thousands of people for a pair of £80 jeans or a £400 telly. What do you think is going to happen? These same people now that are starving, they're willing to go to that extent to nick a pair of jeans, nick a t-shirt, get some nice trainers. You know, they've been looting, they've burnt places to the ground, they're actually hurting people. No, they're starving. They can hear your generator running. I can hear your generator running. No, it's not going to take long for people to work out who's prepped and people that ain't. And you're a very small minority on an island of people. Now, another major flaw with this only applies to the UK and other countries, but I'm only talking about the UK, is your accessibility to ways to defend yourself. I'm not into criminal activity. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I'm the average person in the UK, just gets on with their life, works, and, you know, looks after their family. But I could get my hands on a gun. I mean, it's pretty easy to do that in the UK. You can get that in some areas easier than you can drugs, and drugs are readily available everywhere. Now, there's people out there now with guns, you know, semi-automatic weapons that they've purchased for a few £100s. For whatever reasons they've got them, you know, it could be gangs or whatever they're doing, you know, they've got them. You haven't got them. You haven't got them. You're not allowed them in the UK. You're like me. I'm not going to take the risk to buy a gun for something that may happen. And, you know, if I get caught with that gun, get a 5-10 year prison sentence, you know, lose my family for 10 years. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not arming myself to the teeth. And a lot of preppers out there are not arming themselves to the teeth. You know, they've got maybe a crossbow and a bow and arrow. You know, yeah, it's going to take you, you know, 20 seconds to fire off 2 shots. You know, by that point, I could run through your house, most of your rooms in 20 seconds. You know, if a determined person's coming into your house and you've got a BB gun or a paintball gun, mate, if my kids are starving, I'll take a paintball in the face a few times, you know. If it means I have to feed my children and my children are hungry, I'm going to take a paintball in the face. I'm going to take a BB gun. You know, you can pepper spray me. You know, you see it on these police TV programs. People get pepper sprayed and they carry on fighting. Listen, there's nothing you can buy legally in the UK that's going to stop a determined group of people. You can take one out with a crossbow or whatever else you've got. You know, if there's 8 of them coming in, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. And there's people out there with guns. So what am I trying to go with this, you know? We're back in the Middle Ages, every man for himself. You know, what's left of the army or police force that haven't deserted are not going to be on your doorstep. They're going to be outside Buckingham Palace and Downing Street. They're not going to be there for you. I mean, they couldn't stop people's livelihoods being burnt to the ground a couple of years ago by a group of animals, you know, trying to nick some jeans and trying to loot a few shops. So where I'm going with this is if you are in the mindset that this, whichever thing you're prepping for, natural disasters, man-made disasters, whatever it is, if you are in this and you are prepping for this, then if you know it's going to happen, get out of the UK. Get out of the UK. Get off of an island with 70 million people in it. Get off of an island that can't stop a few kids looting shops. Get off of an island where I can purchase guns. I could find someone to get me a gun in next to no time. I am almost certain of that. And I have no criminal friends, nothing. I could do that. You get off of an island where the police, if I can do it, the police can do it, but they don't. There's an estate up the road from me. A kid got arrested on there with guns, ammunition, like enough to go for a small war underneath his bed. Underneath his bed, storing it for other people. You know, if I know of these people, I know these people are running around with guns, and I know these. What the government and the police can find them. They're not bothering. They don't care. So, if I was in the mindset something was going to happen, and I'm willing to spend a lot of my money and my resources to prepare for it. Don't prepare for it on an island with 70 million people. Get out. I've watched a few prepping videos, the only ones that I can actually come to terms with, and people have actually moved out and they've gone to other countries. You know, with it, there's a lot less people in a small area, a lot more natural resource. You know. If you're prepping in you're probably going to be one of a few people in your city doing it. Now, if you live in a built-up area, you know, you've got a street of 400 or 500 people. How long is it going to take for them to notice that you're doing all right and their children ain't? What would you do? What would you do if someone across the road is eating, they're warm, and your kids ain't? What would you do? I know what I would do. And it's a horrible thing, a horrible admittance from myself. But I know what I would do. I would come through your wall and take what you've got to feed my kids. As I'm sure you would do in the same situation to me. And we're not animals. We're not the people out there that, as I said, were writing and doing all that. No, we're not the people that are armed, that have guns. We're not the people that would hurt anyone. We don't want to cause pain, but that's the simple truth of it. So what I can't get my head around is people spending all this money barricading their 3-bedroom, you know, terraced house. There's no point. There's no point. How many builders are out there with, you know, heavy-duty tools? A lot. You know, how many people can get access to a sledgehammer? You can get through any wall in a sledgehammer within 5 minutes to half an hour, no matter how thick it is. if you're prepping in the UK, and if you know something's going to happen in your head, you know it's coming, get your family out. Get your family off an island with little natural resource. Get your family somewhere safe. You know, I don't think anything's going to happen, so I'm not bothering. But I can assure you, when it does happen, I will be with 99% of the people out there that will be willing to come and take your stuff, and take what you've got prepared for to feed my family. So you know, people that they think will bug out when they go out into the wilderness. Yeah, it'll take a bit longer, but you're going to get found. I mean, you know, you're going to get found. You know, someone will come across you, and they will go back and they will tell their family member or their friend, look, there's a place out in the country, in the middle of the woods. They've got food, they've got generators, they've got fuel. You know, and they're going to come and they're going to take it off of you. So yeah, it's just a video on something you're going to come across when collecting precious metal. Something that, you know, you're going to find on YouTube, you're going to read about. And as far as it goes in the UK, I don't, in my head, it's just my opinion, I don't think you stand a chance. Not a chance. You don't stand a chance. You know, yeah, maybe a couple of weeks you're going to be alright. You're going to get found. People are going to know what you've got within a short amount of time. And that's just the people out there, you know, trying to feed their family. There'll be people in that situation, there'll be people out there that are just out to cause harm and, you know, nasty characters. These are the same characters that have got guns. These are the same characters that have got weapons that you wouldn't buy because you abide the law and you live on a day-to-day basis as a normal citizen. You know, as I said, you get crossbows, whatever. You know, you can't take out 8 people with that. And by the time it takes 8 people to run across a football pitch, your house ain't that big. You couldn't shoot 8 people with a crossbow in that time. You couldn't. So yeah, just my thoughts. Something I've come across and I thought I'd bring up. I'd love to hear your comments on this. If you are prepping for this, you know, if you're collecting your precious metals for this, I'd love to hear you. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just saying what I see to be a major flaw in prepping on an island. You know, it's already been proven they can't. You know, that the powers that be cannot stop, you know, basic small riots happening. You know, what would happen in all-out scenario back in the Middle Ages? There's no food, the water stopped running, there's no electric. You know, you've got to really take that into consideration. If you honestly think it's happening and you want to protect your kids, you need to really look at that. Because as I said, I'm not an animal, not. But my children need to be fed. You know, I wouldn't let myself starve. No one would. You can't. It's against human nature. You wouldn't let yourself starve. But to watch your kids going without, and that person down the road has got this big fortressed up house, I know he's got food in it. I'm coming. I'm coming for you. So yeah, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. As I said, I've just come across this really while looking at silver. Into collecting silver, but it's something you're going to come across if you're looking at it. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. Please check out my channel. Not too many videos like this at the moment. It's more about just silver stacking. It's how I come across this whole prepping thing. But yeah, please check it out, and thank you for watching. This is Kino. Goodbye.